Can you hear me?
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Yes.
There
We
you
can
are.
hear
You
you
look
and we can
great.
see you. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm sitting in Copenhagen. It's night time. So, okay. So let me jump right into it. Congrats with this great new season and a great series overall. You know, it's a holiday you don't want to get home from, I would say.
I love that.
My first question is for you, Jennifer, because there's been a lot of talk about you having this comeback. But as I see it, it's more like finally you get the recognition that you deserve. You know, I've been a fan for many years.
Thank you. Wow.
But how have you felt the effect of the success of the White Lotus on your own career? Do you feel it has changed how you're viewed in the industry after White Lotus?
Yes, and you know what? Yes, of course it has in many different ways. But you know, this is the thing that I forget. You know, it's never like, you know, when you do White Lotus or things like that, I did hear from some people, but a lot of the time you're not really hearing about how a show is being received. If you're busy and if you're off to the next job or something, you're not aware. And so, it's all sort of a big surprise. You know, it's all like, cause you know, I mean, you weren't planning on it or whatever. And I think that's great that you weren't, you know, it is sort of this weird moment that I never expected to happen. And I'm enjoying it fully. But this is how I know, what I find most interesting is that these shows now go around the world. Before, you know what I mean? It was the much smaller viewership. And so, you know, you could fly to, to some small island, you know, off in the Indian Ocean, and someone knows who you are. I mean, it's just bizarre. You're on their phone, you know, it's bizarre. So anyway, but Jon Gries, let's get to Jon.
No. I was,
no.
no.
Yeah,
Seriously. I was going to say that, you know, the only way you really can know is like, for me anyway, I was driving through Hollywood and some guy was like pulling up at me. And I thought, what is this guy angry about? I thought he was mad, and he rolled his window down and he goes, White Lotus. I was like, oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That's how I found out.
Let's talk about you two when you have scenes together and work together. I mean, I heard that you can do a lot of improv, Jennifer. How is that to work with Jon? And you also have a lot of intimate scenes. How's the dynamics in terms of, is there room for improv, or do you know exactly what you're doing in those scenes?
That's a good question. I mean, I think that there's not a great deal of improv. I mean, there might be a couple of little things. We had one scene that we had one scene that we really got to go for it. How much of that, and I haven't seen, because I'm watching this show in real time. I haven't seen an episode yet. So the way I watched season 1 was when it aired, I watched it. I want to watch it when everybody else is watching it. I love doing it that way. It's kind of a surprise, but I don't know if our little tete-a-tete that we had, which was fully like, we really let loose at improv that we had.
Yeah.
But the script is so well written that it's, you know, I mean, once in a while, Mike will say this instead, or try something else. You know, he'll ask in the middle of a scene, you know.
Yeah. I mean, all the greatest stuff in like any sort of monologue I'm giving, it's all Mike White. But, you know, yeah, once in a while you throw some little thing in and you're like, you know, I don't even know sometimes why I threw it in. And then sometimes it does make it in for some reason, or, you know, I feel like with White Lotus too, though, a lot of it is, you know, it's just so much Mike's vision, and I would love to take credit for all this, but
Mike's vision
really
Mike's vision was also you playing Tanya from the start. He wrote the part for you, especially, you know, yes. So this is for both of you. You can both kind of answer. How does Jennifer and Tanya differ, and how are they alike? How similar are they, and how different are they?
Get after it. Go on.
Well, I just want, I think Mike might have gotten like the sad thing. Mike White knew how, did know, since we're good friends, what a blow it was to lose my mother early on. Like I was only like 30 when my mom died. But I think, we went to Africa together and we were in a tent, and we were in the same, we're 6 inches from each other in our beds. And, Mike would always wake up and I never sleep. So he would catch me on my phone looking at sad videos. And so I think, the difference between me and Tanya is like all of her sadness is, an abused person that can't climb out of the, a wounded child thing. And Jennifer, who I am, is just an insomniac that, is obsessed with I'm obsessed with some miracle happening that's going to save us from all this sad stuff. I'm obsessed. Like there's going to be some, I don't know. It's a willing thing. And I think maybe that's the parallel is like, we're two oblivious people, but, one of us gets more sleep.
Well, I'm told to wrap up here. It's very funny. Well, thank you for your
time.
John?
John,
you have to understand how entertaining this is for me.
John, because get in there. There's one thing.
Jennifer's wildly more optimistic than Tanya.
Oh, thanks, John.
You are.
Good.
How's that?
Well, before they come after me, I better wrap it up. So thank you so much for your time, both of you.
I got to wrap it up too. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.